Hi, the transferable skills that we've learned in class, well, some of them are teamwork, communication, listening in class, note-taking, and time efficiency. We use teamwork a lot in our activities where, for example, the one where we had to hold hands, the human knot, we had to work together and to get unraveled. Then you have to listen to other people's opinions, because if you think you have to go under but everyone else says you have to go over, then you should go over, and it usually works. We use communication in the activities like that where you have to talk to people, and also where you're not allowed to talk necessarily, but you have to hand signal them. And listening in class is a big one that we're gonna have to use in other classes too, because at least for the second semester, it wasn't so much of studying for the test, it was if you listened in class, you would do well, and that taught us that you have to pay attention in class or else you won't do well, and that's the easiest way to understand things. And note-taking for the first semester, we would have a lot of words on a slide and we would have to shorten it all down so we could write it in time. We just had to write the gist of it, which is going to be important in college and in our other classes too when we're on a timed schedule. And time efficiency is like the one time in class where we had to write down the IB mission statement, the school state mission statement, the criterion, and all the parts of it. No one really got to finish, at least not that I know of, and we were all rushing during class, and we realized we had to use our time, so we would take pictures of it and then go back to our spot, work with, collaborate with other people, shorthand it, and we had to find ways to make it work. One transferable skill that I want to work on is confidence, but that's more of a personal skill because I'm kind of shy. And transferable skills will help you in a future career, but not only a career, but also life. And one of the main ones would be communication, because no matter what you do, you have to communicate with other people. There's not a single job or place in the world where you can be completely by yourself. And so that's going to be really important because you have to know how to communicate with certain people. So different for young kids or adults or your parents or anything. But overall, all transferable skills are going to help you in your career, so you know how to talk to people, how you take notes, and to listen to other people and be time efficient. Just everything's going to help you be more prepared and organized. We learned 6 stretches, and that is ballistic, dynamic, active, passive, static, and isometric. Ballistic is when you use the momentum of your body or a limb to stretch it beyond its normal range of motions, and this is not recommended. So an example would be like doing this and going past your normal amount, or doing like this and just bouncing. Dynamic stretching is more useful and better for you. An example would be arm circles, because you go further and further and you stretch your muscles, but it's also controlled, and so you can reach your limit. Active stretching is when you assume a position and you hold it only with your muscles and no help of any additional limbs or like your hands or anything. So this would be an example. And you're only supposed to hold it for 10 to 15 seconds, and it's pretty beneficial. Another one is passive stretching, where you assume a position and you hold it with the assistance of your body part or a person. So an example would be and you're just kind of grabbing your leg and holding it there. And a static stretch is often confused with a passive stretch, but you stretch your muscle to its limit and then you hold it. So an example would be a calf stretch, where at its max. Right then it's at its max and it's hurting, so that's when you stop and you hold the position. And the last one is isometric, which is a type of static stretch where you, like, for example, lift your leg, but you have to go against the resistance of muscle groups through the tensing of stretched muscles, which is kind of confusing, but like, if you put your leg up, I'm trying to push my leg down and going against the resistance, and this is working my muscle. Okay, next, the importance of stretching before and after activities. The importance of stretching before is to warm up your body's temperature and get your blood flowing. And this is really important because it increases your heart rate and respiratory rate, and whenever you go running, your blood vessels need to be more open and big so that more blood can get to your heart and oxygen. So, and it boosts the amount of nutrients too and promotes circulation. It serves as a preparation to the body for a workout and increases your body's awareness so that you're more ready for a workout. You don't just start running and your body's confused. Also, stretching makes you more pliable and less prone to injury and increases joint range and motion. However, there's a limit to how much stretching you should do beforehand, because if you do too much, then your muscles are actually going to lose its strength kind of, and so it's going to be harder to work out. So that's why it's recommended to do dynamic stretches before and static stretches afterwards. For example, whenever you do a spin in skating, you have to have warmed up before, so that first of all, your muscles aren't stiff. Second of all, your position can go like further, you're more flexible. And third, you don't hurt yourself, because in that spin, you can really hurt your back. And it's important to warm up or stretch afterwards to reduce muscle tension and relax them so that it decreases the amount of soreness the next day. It increases your range of motion, so afterwards, when your body's completely warmed up and stretched, stretching it will, that's when you're gonna get further. So if you're trying to touch your toes, that's when it's more likely for you to touch them. It prevents muscle and joint strains, reduces risk of back problems, slows your heart rate to normal speed, and returns your breathing pattern, which is really important. That's what we did in that activity in class the other day. And it also reduces your risk of dizziness or lightheadedness. It's important to understand your body and body systems and muscles to help in your overall fitness level, because if you understand how your muscles work together, then you know the most effective ways to stretch and work them out, which will help you get stronger. And also, you're knowing your respiratory system and circulatory system, like we did in class the other day, is important to know your breathing rates and stuff and how it affects you, because if running really affects your breathing rate, like me, that means that you're not a very strong runner, and you need to work on that, and you need to work on it by running more and more, but gradually over time. I can't just start and do 3 miles or 5K. I have to work on my stamina every single day. And this is gonna help me and you, if you figure out you understand the body systems and muscles, to your overall fitness level, because it's just gonna help you work out and to get to your maximum level or improve every single day. Because if you're just doing the same things and you don't understand that your muscles have already gotten used to that certain exercise, then you're not gonna improve and you're just gonna stay you're gonna flatline pretty much.